Easy to lose.
So dudes, welcome back to the Gregor Gaming Experience. This is the 12th video in my series of dedicated agent how-tos for Valorant. In this video, I'll be showing you how Reyna's abilities work and how to use them more effectively so you can win more games. If you want to join me while I collect clips for these videos, check out the Twitch link on your screen or in the description at twitch.tv/Greg, Havenner. That's twitch.tv Greg, Havenner. There probably isn't a character in the game that is more controversial than Reyna. Sweaty 17-year-olds with profile pics from recently produced anime like this chick from Zoomer Evangelion are drawn to Reyna like moths to a flame. A sense of dread is instilled immediately upon their insta-locking during the agent selection phase. Nobody wants to deal with these people, regardless if they're on your team or the enemy team.
Hey Brim, what are you holding?
Is this guy for real right now? What do you mean?
Bro?
What do you mean, bro? Not explaining yourself.
Bro, you're rotating around back of speed.
Why you always got something to bitch about, bro? Got nothing positive to say the whole fucking game.
Dude, you're so good at this game. You're so good at this video game.
I'm not saying anything to you, bro. What's your problem, bro?
You're dog shit. That's what my problem is.
I'm so bad, bro.
Hi.
But you can be the difference. You can be the change, my friend. You can lead the charge into the enemy site with the added bonus of looking cool while doing it.
One enemy remaining.
Let's go!
Reyna's signature ability is Dismiss. Much like other duelist kits, her abilities are meant to work in a synergized way. You might remember how we talked about this in the Jett how-to, but unlike Jett, who is designed around movement, Reyna forces enemies to respect her positioning or suffer dire consequences for not doing so. Upon netting kills, Reyna generates soul orbs. Soul orbs appear at the positions of killed opponents that Reyna either dispatched herself or helped dispatch. When in the line of sight of a soul orb, Reyna can consume that orb with Dismiss or Devour, which we'll get to in a second. Dismiss is a peeling ability that allows Reyna to go Danny Phantom with the click of a switch. She becomes invulnerable for a period of time and can hover around somewhat more quickly than she would if she was conventionally moving. Obviously, she can't shoot her gun. Reyna will exit ghost mode automatically after the timer runs out on your screen, but you can also hit the button again to pop back out of the ability and start taking engagements again earlier if you want to. This ability is the bedrock of Reyna's kit. It allows her to play in very aggressive positions that most people would consider brain dead because they're easily tradable otherwise. Normally you would get the kill and then hopefully win that extra 1v2 or 1v3 situation that you're in against a wary team. But with Reyna, if you get the kill, you can disengage without getting punished for it. You can also put yourself in an even more advantageous position to take another gunfight. Of course, the balancing factor here with the ghosting ability is that she can leave you on read. The balancing factor here is her exit animation takes some time to get her gun back up, so if you get caught too early, you're a sitting duck. So you use Dismiss to move between pieces of cover, generally get a kill, dismiss back to safety, or move up to another advantageous position and repeat the cycle all over again. Dismiss can be popped on an orb that you have line of sight on, given it is done within the life cycle of that orb, so you can patiently wait it out sometimes, faking out opponents that may try to swing you, only to find their bullets going right through you instead. You can also use Dismiss as an intel gathering ability, floating around corners or in and out of smoke without the threat of getting shot.
And she's just picking it up.
Mid. Nice! You also make a sound cue when you go in and out of the ability, so people can pinpoint where you are, even if they don't see you. However, Reyna doesn't have to dismiss every time she kills someone. Sometimes, she can pop her second type of soul orb consuming ability. Devour. It's a healing ability. You hit the ability key, and then she can heal back up to 100 hit points, even if you have no armor. That overhealed armor will decay over time. But the catch here is, you can purchase up to 2 of these consumables for 200 creds a pop on pistol rounds. I hope you're following me. This means Reyna can buy a Ghost or a Frenzy, get a kill, and then overheal for full armor with a better pistol on round 1. Of course, this is still useful outside of pistol rounds. She can heal herself after a gunfight, and that's obviously pretty nice. I know we've all been there when we lose a gunfight and we call tagged it. Never mind. However, the primary disadvantage of Reyna's heal is that she has to maintain line of sight on it for the duration of it, and popping it also emits a trail that reveals her location to anyone who otherwise wouldn't know. So of course, this is meant to be used in situations where it makes sense to. break the line of sight with the orb while the ability is healing you, and, well, that's it. Sorry, buddy.
Might be saving,
Fucking
honestly.
frag someone, and you can either disappear or heal yourself. What takes a little bit more time to explain is her blind. Reyna's blind, Gaslight, is probably the most unconventional one in the game. It works with the same sort of near-sighting mechanic found in Omen's thick-ass yeetable blind and Sky's jellyfish. You don't throw Reyna blinds. You place them. Reyna can buy up to 2 of them, and you can see exactly where they are going on your screen, as well as on the minimap, before you deploy them. You don't really use the blinds in the same way that you would a flash, where you try to pop it and then get somebody blind for a kill. Your main goal is to mess with the enemy's crosshair placement. Basically, Valorant is a game about crosshair placement and abilities, sort of. I'm kidding, kind of. Of course, crosshair placement is important in every competitive shooter, but in Val, it's especially important since the game is designed in a way to discourage spraying, so those first 5 to 6 shots are pretty important. The basic idea is Reyna yeets the giant purple orb, and then it makes the enemy see purple and not you. Remember, this is not a flash, as in, it blinds you completely. It is a near sight, which means if somebody is close enough, they can still take a gunfight with you. We're not talking pop flashing the same way KO might do around a corner. There's an aspect about these blinds that demands the enemy's attention, though, and that is, you have to shoot them to get rid of them. As long as they are not shot at and destroyed, they'll stare the enemy down and mess with their vision. You have to take your crosshair off of where it was originally, making you an easier target to take down. That's how these blinds work. In an aggressive posture, placing these blinds high up in the air and immediately swinging off of them can help create space for your team and even make snipers retreat, since that one shot may have to go solely to getting rid of the blind. I think this has a lot to do with Reyna's pick rate at a competitive level, and in my opinion, she is the most reliable counter to enemy ops. Another strong aspect about these blinds is that they do not blind you or your teammates. So, with that in mind, once you pop the blind, please go.
Please clap.
Please don't bait. But don't just send it out with the intention of it just getting shot anyway, because then it's useless. You should wait for enemy intel on defense, and then pop it when the push starts happening. In e-boy gamer sport terms, play off contact. Playing off contact is just a fancy way of saying you play behind cover, wait for a sound cue, and then swing to make an aggressive play off of that sound cue. You swing off of the information that you get. But you don't hold an aggressive angle out in the open and then try to take the gunfight with somebody who goes into your line of sight first. Reyna, because of this ability, is very good at playing off contact. On attack, you can use them as a part of a site execute as you push your way onto a site and create space. Create space is just a fancy way of saying getting map control. Don't place these blinds at head level. There's no point, right? Because the enemy can shoot the blind and then you in the head very quickly. Also, keep in mind that the blinds have a set effective range on them and cannot blind from exceedingly far distances. You can see that on the minimap. Place the blind in a way that it will guarantee vision blockage on the opponents you are trying to engage. Combine her ability to force engagements with her blinds with the ability to get a frag and put herself into an even more advantageous position. Reyna can get map control very, very quickly. And the cherry on top is a small 6-point cost for her ult. Reyna's ult, Girlboss, allows her to gatekeep the enemy team with a combat stim like Brimstone, where her fire rate, reloading, and weapon swap speeds are much faster. In addition to this, any kills on the ult will begin healing her back to full health without the input of the key. And if she pops dismiss, she turns invisible. She also sees bad guys in red. Yeah, it's a little crazy. To keep the ability from being overpowered, Riot made Reyna laugh maniacally like a fucking Disney villain at all the seals that she's clubbing. So you can hear that sound cue.
You will not kill my ally.
The basic premise of the ability is that it makes it very dangerous to take 1v1 gunfights with her. Of course, she still bleeds and can be one-shot headshotted by a Vandal like anybody else. That's it. That's the ult. Kind of straightforward.
Nice
Bull
job.
dog gaming.
Pop it often, but don't pop it unless you plan on taking an engagement, because it doesn't last the entirety of the round, and it runs on a timer unless you get some kills. That's the long and short of Reyna, an aggressively minded character that rewards good aim and rat tactics, taking unorthodox positions, and rewarding her shots with the ability to disengage or re-engage if she wants to. The choice is yours. The world is your firing range with Reyna. For added psychological warfare, type 3 question marks every time the enemy makes a decision. Doesn't matter what, just put 3 question marks every time the enemy does something. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Valorant how-tos. I'll be running a community poll so you guys can vote on the next agent in the series. Thanks so much for watching. Deuces.
Damn it. Let's go.